In this episode, we're going to unbox another cool pinball tool. Hey, Pin Dude here. Welcome back to My Vintage Pinball. In this episode, we're going to be doing another Pinball Tool Spotlight. We got another cool pinball tool in the mail. If you saw the title, you already know what it is. We got ourselves an ROM burner, EPROM burner, for burning our own pinball ROMs. You can also burn ROMs if you have video arcade games. I've wanted one of these for a long time. Never really knew how to do it. Turns out I watched a bunch of other people's YouTube videos and it looks pretty simple, but I've never done it before, so we're going to do this for the first time together. But the first thing we're going to do is we need to open up this envelope and see what's inside. Alright, so we got this from Amazon. Let's open it up and see what we got. Okay, so apparently there is no box. We have this cute little CD, installation CD. Alright, so this is the GQ-4X True USB Universal Programmer. And this comes from, I got it on Amazon, but it comes from GQ Electronics, it says. Alright, so here it is. It's the GQ-4X True USB Universal Programmer. This is a EPROM burner for burning your own pinball ROMs or coin-operated video arcade game ROMs. It's a pretty simple unit. We have a USB plug. You plug this into your computer. There's a ZIF socket right here. You put your EPROM in here and clamp it down and use the software that's included with it to take a pinball ROM and burn it to the EPROM. Now I bought this as a package deal. So this other package here, let's open this up. So this is an EPROM eraser. Basically it's just a UV light in a box. You have this little drawer here. You put your EPROMs in here, remove the UV protection sticker off the top of the EPROM, put it in here with the window facing up, turn the timer to on, turn the switch on, the UV light will come on, run that for, from what I've been reading, 12 minutes seems to be the recommended amount of time, and it'll erase whatever's on that EPROM. So got this as a package deal. It was cheaper to buy it this way. I priced all around everywhere that this was available, and this was the best price that I could find. I'll show you that right now on the PC. Alright, so there are cheaper ROM burners that I could have went with, but from doing my research on both Pinside and KLOV, the Killer List of Video Games forum, this was the ROM burner that was most recommended, so I didn't want to take a chance. So the main place that this is available is on MCUmall Electronics. It is $98, but the shipping is about $18 from here. So I looked on both Amazon and eBay, and on Amazon it is $105 with free shipping. That's a pretty good price. But I also found from the same seller that they have a package deal with the EPROM eraser and the GQ-4X ROM burner for $118 and free shipping. So I went that route. These EPROM erasers are really cheap. I mean, you can get these on eBay for like $13. On Amazon, it happens to be $19.89 right now, separately. But I figured for $118 for both units, that was the best price I could get by $4 or $5, nothing major. But it was still a good deal, so that's where I got it from. And it came quickly, and it was packaged well. So let's get this set up on the PC, and I will show you how to burn a ROM. Alright, so the unit doesn't really come with any instructions, so I assume we're going to put this cute little CD in first. The CD just says US driver software documents. So put this in the drive and see if anything auto loads. Alright, so we're going to click on GQ-4x4 because that's what we have. And yes, we have a program set up. So let's open that. Okay, sure. Folder seems fine. Sure, let's install. Alright, so let's, so that put the driver in, I guess, is all that did. Let's open the user guide. See if there's any important information in here. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we're going to plug in the USB now. On the back of the unit, or the side of the unit, there's two ports. One is for this USB cable that came with the unit. The other is for a power adapter. The power adapter is not required, but a lot of people suggest to use an external power adapter. I don't have one. The other suggestion was to plug this into a powered USB hub. This is so you're not just relying on the 5 volts at the USB port on the back of the computer. So in my case, I happen to have this powered USB hub stuck to my desk here. That's plugged into one of the back ports on the computer. So we're going to use this powered USB port to hopefully avoid having to use an external power adapter, because I don't believe I have one. Unless I search around, I can probably find something. But we're just going to plug it in, and let's see what happens. Let's close this, and let's plug this in. And it says setting up a device. This shouldn't take too long. Although it seems to be taking a long time. Wow, that took a long time. But it says, well, it says device is ready. Unknown device is set up and ready to go. That's helpful. Alright, so I went back to the documentation on the CD for the instructions, this PDF file, and there's a little YouTube video that shows you how to install the USB driver. So back to the device manager. Here is the unit here, this unknown device. So we're going to update driver, going to browse this CD, and it, oops, it should be this right here. It's installing something, so hopefully this works. No, of course it can't. Alright, I don't know what the, I wasn't able to install it with the drivers from the CD that came with it. So I went to the MCUmall website, went to the page for the GQ-4x4, and if you scroll down to the bottom, there is a tab for right here. The latest program software can be downloaded here. So you click on that. I took the software for the unit here and reinstalled that, and then here's the driver. So then I just went to the device manager and pointed the driver to that, and now it is here. So I don't know why I had to do it that way, but that's the way I had to do it. So anyway, now we can open the USB programmer, which I put on my desktop here, and it says please wait. It's looking for the programmer. And it says ready. So that means we got everything installed properly. The software is updated already. I checked for the software update. So we are ready to go. But now we need a ROM to play with. Alright, so I brought my Roller Games board up. It's the System 11C CPU. There's two game ROMs, one at U26 and one at U27. So I'm going to use my little chip puller here. And we're going to carefully pull these out. The labels are falling off these things. And they're good, but they came out nice and clean. Alright, so we got them out. And now let's play with some ROMs. Alright, so we got the programmer all set up and ready to go. I pulled these two game ROMs out of Roller Games, and they are M27C256B chips made by ST. So I went to device, click on device, and then go to EPROM, scroll down to ST, and then MC2725, looking for M2725, right here, M27C256B is what it says on the chip, and that's what we have highlighted. So I selected that, and that loaded the chip here, and then down here it shows you how the chip gets loaded into the unit. So I'm going to take the U26. We have a U26 and a U27 ROM, and this is running Roller Games LA2 software. So if we go onto the interwebs and go to the Internet Pinball Database and type in Roller Games comes up. If you scroll down, you'll see all the game ROMs here, and here's the game ROM we want, which is LA2. So I downloaded that, and that is now on my computer. Alright, so I'm opening the U26 LA2 ROM. And now I am going to put the chip in the unit. It shows you the little dot on the top goes to the top, and we want to put this in the bottommost. So we got that in there just like the picture here, and we're going to squeeze that closed. And we want to check, so we're going to read it, and we're going to verify that what the file that we downloaded from the Internet Pinball Database that is now in the buffer of the programmer, we're going to see if they match. And it says read completed, verifying buffer, device is verified. So just to confirm that I know what I'm doing here, because who knows if we do, we're going to take the U27 chip and put it in, and it should kick it as not correct. Yeah, see, verify failed. That means the U26 we have in the buffer, and I put the U27 program in here, and it failed the verification. So let's load U27 into the buffer now. So now we have U27 in the buffer. We've just put the U27 chip in, and we're going to verify this. And the device is verified. So these ROMs are actually good. They are LA2s, U26 and U27. I verified them with the ROMs that are on the Internet Pinball Database, and these chips check out okay, which is good. But I want to show you how to program your own chips. So what we're going to do is we're going to erase these chips and load the software on them. Let's get the eraser out, and we'll erase some chips. All right, so we're out in the workshop. We got the EPROM eraser plugged in, and we got our two chips here. So we need to take the labels off. It's not going to be very hard. Well, that one fell right off. Let's see this one. Got to be careful here. All right, we got the stickers off. There's the little window is now exposed. So we're going to open up the drawer. And we're just going to stick these into the drawer with the window facing up. And close the drawer, turn it on. And we're just going to turn it to on. And let's see if you can see in the little window here. You can see the UV light in there now. So we're going to let that go for about 12 minutes, and we'll come back. Alright, so 12 minutes has passed. We're going to turn the unit off. And we're going to open up the drawer and take our EPROMs upstairs, and we're going to check to make sure they are erased. Alright, so we're back upstairs at the programmer. We're going to take one of our chips and put it in the programmer in the correct orientation and lock it in. Alright, so we took the chip out of the eraser, we put it in our unit in the correct orientation. I'm just going to click ID, it comes up as the correct chip. You can see here, it came up what I already had as the chip loaded as. So now we're going to go to blank check. This is going to verify that the chip actually erased. If this fails, that means that we didn't have it in the eraser long enough, and it didn't erase. So let's blank check it. And there you go, chip is blank. Just for verification purposes, we're going to click that one more time. It's blank checking. Chip is blank. Alright, so that chip is blank. Let's take that out of the programmer. Let's take the other chip and put it in the programmer in the correct orientation and lock it down. And first we'll ID it, make sure that it's still coming up correctly, which it is. And let's blank check this chip. And chip is blank. Just to verify, we'll blank check it one more time. And the chip is blank. Alright, so that's all there was to making sure that chip was erased correctly in the EPROM eraser. Alright, so now we're going to burn the program onto this chip. So let's open the file. So let's do U26 first. So I'm going to open U26. That's going to load U26 into the buffer of the programmer. And now we are ready to write this chip. So we're going to go here to the write button, and we're just going to let this go. It's going pretty quick. Alright, so here's what it did. Device write completed, okay. And then it's verified the buffer, and it says the device is verified. That means it burned the chip, it read the chip, it confirmed what was on the chip with the file that was in the buffer, and it checked out okay. But we're going to verify it one more time. And there you go, device is verified. So U26 is now burned onto this chip. So I made a new label just on my Dymo label maker. I'm just going to trim this down. And the label is going to do two things for us. The obvious one is it's going to identify what the chip is. So I got RG for roller games. LA2 is the software revision version. And U26 is where the chip goes on the CPU board. The other thing that this is going to do is block the little window in the EPROM here so that the chip is now protected from getting erased from UV light. So let's make sure my little label here is going to fit. Yes, it's fine. So peel this off. And stick that on the chip, and now we have Roller Games LA2 U26 is burned and ready to go back into the CPU. So now we need to do U27. So let's load U27 into the buffer. And let's take our chip in the correct orientation and load it into the programmer and lock it in place. And one last time, we'll run a blank check. Chip is blank. One last time, I want to make sure I have the correct program in there. Yes, U27, it says right here. So now we're going to click write, and we're going to write U27 to this chip. Alright, so it wrote it. Device write completed, okay. Verify in the buffer, device is verified. So one last time we want to verify it. Device is verified. So U27 is now programmed to this chip. So we can take the chip out. I made another label, which is Roller Games LA2 U27. We'll trim this down. And we'll get this stuck to the chip here. There you go. We just burned 2 new ROM chips, EPROMs, for my roller games project. So the programmer, very easy to use. Like I said, I've never done this before. I've watched a bunch of videos on doing this, but I've never done this myself. I just did it with you on this video. It was very easy and straightforward. The programmer is very easy to use. And this applies to basically any programmer you get. They all work very similarly. The software is similar on all the different burners. So this video does apply to other burners, but I did make it specifically for review in this GQ-4x4 programmer. So let's just go back to the garage and we'll recap and finish up this episode. Alright, so that was unboxing, first look, and how to burn, erase, read EPROMs using the GQ-4x4 and the EPROM eraser. Pretty easy to do, and the great thing about this is now you can play with different software revisions. Previously I would have to buy ROMs, but now you don't have. You can do whatever you want with your EPROMs and run whatever software version of a particular game that you want. You can try different versions. There's just all kinds of stuff you can do being able to burn your own EPROMs. So, if you've been thinking about buying an EPROM burner and you just weren't sure if you were able to do it or you didn't want to invest the money, I hope this video was helpful to you. I learned a lot in this video since I was doing all this for the first time. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Pinball Tool Workshop. This is Pin Dude from My Vintage Pinball. I will see you with more videos very soon. Thanks for watching. See you later.